Missiles and rockets pounded targets in Yemen. Take a look at this. The United States did most of the damage. They fired Tomahawk cruise missiles on Yemen. Reports say around 100 of them. The United Kingdom also joined in. Their fighter jets dropped guided bombs on Houthi targets. And casualties? The Houthis say 5 of their men were killed, but this attack was not about taking out men, it was about taking out machinery. The US says around 60 targets were hit in 16 locations. 60 targets in 16 locations, like the capital Sana'a, the port city Hodeidah, and the northern Houthi stronghold of Sada. The Houthis counted 72 strikes in all.
I want to start by saying all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, the elders, great millstone, and salutations so that I can push this word, sincerity and honesty, and to the whole full elect. Shalom. My name is Korah Allah, and Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I want to start with Obadiah 1 and 2. It says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. And this is going into Esau. All right, which today, mainly America, because America is really in control or in power. All right, America being the head, and then you have NATO and the EU, which is the continuation of the Roman Empire. So it says, Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And America is made small among the heathens, and we're seeing it now. All right, maybe at one point you couldn't really see it, but that's because we weren't at that state of prophecy. We weren't at that time yet, but now these prophecies are starting to come to pass to where you could see exactly what the scriptures mean. Of course, you had the men out there in the highways and byways, the prophets, speaking on these things through faith. Okay, so it says, Behold, I've made thee small among the heathen. And this is exactly what we see now, as you see these different countries starting to rebel against America. The latest one being Yemen, or the Houthis, which they're backed by Iran, which Iran is backed by Russia. Okay? Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And these nations are starting to despise America because the wickedness is showing. Why is the Houthis bombing or attacking American ships? Because of Israel, and Israel destroying Hamas with the carpet bombing and then the non-stop bombing. It's interesting enough that when it came to Yemen, they could do target hits. They could hit Houthi targets and Houthi rocket launchers and the weapons and equipments. They could target these things, so they have the ability to target certain people or certain locations. But when you look at Hamas, they really show no pity. They really just destroyed everybody, men, women, and children. So these nations are seeing Esau for who he really is. Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? In the mind of Esau, or the elites, they've become prideful, right? To the point where they're saying they can't be taken down, not even by the Most High. That has deceived thee, thou that dwelleth. And the scriptures also say the heart is deceitful above all things. Real quick, this is Jeremiah 17 and 9. It says, the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? and that's going into your mind, you know. And if a regular person, now if you're an Israelite, and you start thinking with your mind and what it is, if you don't have these laws, statutes, and commandments to abide by, you start doing wickedness. All right. So how much more these heathens, and how much more the wicked, Esau? Obadiah 1:3 says, "The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cliffs of the rock." While because Esau dwelt in Mount Seir, in the holes of those rocks, whose habitation is high, which you see from the infrastructure today with these skyscrapers and these tall buildings, they mimic mountains. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And so in your mind, Esau really believes that no one can bring him down, right? But that's where he's wrong. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to have his whole foundations crumble. All right, it's happening right now as these nations come against NATO, American NATO, and the EU, and as we grow closer to World War III. Joel 3:9 says this: "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war." Right? And the Gentiles are who? All these different nations. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men." Right? And you see in war in all fronts. It's to the point where there's Russia, Ukraine, there's China and Taiwan, there's Hamas and Israel, now there's Yemen and the U.S., and the U.S. is joint with the United Kingdoms. All right, so there's wars on all fronts. All right, and there's gonna be more wars that's gonna break off, and it's gonna lead to allies. All right, and it's gonna ultimately lead to World War III. All right, we basically in World War III, or at least the beginning stages of World War III. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." All right, so all the men of war are drawing near. That's why even with America bombing Yemen, you think that they'll stop, but they're not stopping. They're continuing to attack the ships and rebel against Israel. Joel 3:10, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong." Right, and the weak are saying they're strong by way of nuclear missiles and being backed by countries with that nuclear missile technology, which ultimately these countries like Yemen, Iran, they're really all backed by Russia, okay, which in the scriptures is known as Gog and Magog. Joel 3:10, "Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears." So tools of agriculture, you would take and you would melt it into swords and weapons, or you would use it as swords and weapons. Which today time you would take taxpayers' money, and instead of putting it towards something productive for the country, you're gonna put it towards something productive for war, like buying tanks and buying planes and whatnot. Okay, and developing missiles. It says, "Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about," which these heathens, these nations are assembling and gearing up for war. That's the time we're in now. It says, "Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord," and the mighty ones being the angels. Okay, because scriptures speak about Michael standing up for the people being Israel. "Let the heathen be wakened. Let the heathen be wakened and cut up and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. And the valley of Jehoshaphat is dealing with the Middle East. All right, that's why when things like this are happening, you have to pay attention to the signs of the times. It says, put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. All right, so now is a perfect time for the Lord to bring that World War III. That's what that's saying, basically. You know what? Let's go back to Joel 3:12, and let's read it in the NLT. It says, let the nations be called to arms. Joel 3:12. Let the nations be called to arms. Let them march to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which Jehoshaphat in the Hebrew will be Yahweh. Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. Show Strong's info, which that means Most High's judgment. All right, valley near Jerusalem, which means Yahweh Shaphat, which means Most High's judgment. Okay. So it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. And we've seen all these things happen, taking part in the Middle East. This is how we know these scriptures are starting to speak. For there will I sit to judge all the heathens round about. Another thing we want to do is contain the Yemen and U.S. conflict, but it's not gonna be contained. Putting the sickle. Oh, Slaki. It says back in NLT, Joel 3:13. It says, swing the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Everything is ripe for the picking. It's the right time. Come, tread the grapes, for the winepress is full. The storage vats are overflowing with the wickedness of these people. It says, thousands upon thousands are waiting in the valley of decision. There, the day of the Lord will soon arrive. Let's go back. KJV. Joel 3:14. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. So a lot of these militaries are going to be brought to the Middle East. Okay. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Going into the understanding, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel, the elect, of course. All right, the earth is going to shake. The heavens and the earth shall shake, mainly by way of those nuclear missiles. All right, it says, but the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. That's going to be our deliverance. You know, and this is starting with the elect, of course. Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I'm going to end it here. I want to say all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, great millstone, and salutations I can push in this word, and also say the honesty and the hopeful elect. Shalom.